What's up, guys? Britt has been here waiting very patiently to get in on some great conversation here with Thinkering at ISTE 2026. We are covering this event, talked with so many great people, and right now is no different. We have Britt Fennessy. She made her name so easy. She's with Edmentum. She is the Career Solutions Director. What an awesome title for a very buzz topic. Britt, thank you so much for joining us today. Today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're talking CTE, we're talking career education. Why do you think it's so important to create a roadmap or a scaffold that actually deploys, successful kids meeting career that's passionate for them?
Yeah, honestly, so many different reasons. I think the number one thing there is the importance of exposure. Also, apologies for my voice. It's been a great show.
No, right? You're all good, and I can pick it up. Yeah. Just don't worry about it.
The power of the exposure. And so I think about myself in this scenario. You can't be what you can't see. And so growing up, I'm a first-generation college student, and so I saw teachers every day. So I became a teacher. Very great career. Loved it. My college roommate told me she was going to be an occupational therapist, and I had to say, what's that?
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what else was out there. And the power of thinking of these robust programs is exposing kids to everything that could be there, good, bad, ugly. I love it when they tell me they hate something, because now they know.
It's one less thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with Edmentum, how do, thinking about, because of locality, because of, a lot of different factors, kids don't have exposure to, all kinds of jobs, what you had spoke to as well too, occupational therapists, whatever it may be, that industry is not. How does Edmentum see exposure or inspiration at scale?
Yeah, great question. So we see it very uniquely. We think that when you're thinking about career, that is the center of the ecosystem for a student's learning journey.
Wow.
And so we've brought on a product called Major Clarity, and that's my bread and butter. I could talk about it all day, which I am. And so within Major Clarity, we start exposing kids to careers as young as kindergarten. They explore 16 clusters, and then when they start to narrow it down once they get into middle school as to what is truly the best fit for them based on their desires for whatever's next.
Wow.
So massive emphasis on college and career. We're challenging that status quo. The world's changing. It's not college is what's success anymore. Let's define what success is for each individual student.
I love that, and I think that's why we ended up working a little bit deeper with Edmentum, is because I think you guys are asking the right questions and really thinking about, I always think about when I was a kid and we had career education, right?
Yeah.
And it was this kind of very mundane, very heartless, soulless experience where you sit in front of a guidance counselor and they spew off a bunch of jobs based on, what do you like? What do you don't like? At that time, I'm like, I want to be a rock star, so I like drums and I like fire and I like, all kinds of stuff. How do we look at that differently now? And I know, Major Clarity and really Edmentum and their solutions and really your solutions are looking at that in a different way, like a little bit more tangible on that. Like what are the bigger kind of meta questions we're asking kids to get them to start? Because what we're really talking about is self-awareness.
Yeah, 100%.
And so how are we, leading or guiding kids into an understanding of that?
Yeah, so first I want to just pull back a smidge. You brought up the counselors piece. I think that we've had unrealistic expectations on counselors for a very long time.
100%, yeah.
With the depth of careers that are out there and how fast our world is changing, how can we expect them to know what would be best for me?
And that's not even their gig.
Right.
Like a guidance counselor has so many other jobs that, making them a career counselor when it's not their specialty, you make such a good point.
Right. So let's bring it back to what they are good at, is counseling kids. And the way that we see that being done is when you jump into our platform, students take an interest survey, and they also take their learning preferences survey. This survey will pull out their fit score and give them line of sight in the top 66 different career paths as to really what would be the best fit for them. And so I talk about health sciences a lot, because what do you think of when you hear health sciences? Doctor, nurse. That's usually it. Well, there's a whole heap of careers in the health science pathway that students don't typically think about. So
why did my brain go to gym teacher?
Oh, I love that though.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
But kids will then go and explore all the different careers that fit under this umbrella. And as they navigate through, they continue to give the system feedback of, do I like this? Do I not? Is it gruesome? Or am I totally into doing a surgery, right? And so we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly from industry professionals, as well as we're pulling in those Road Trip Nation videos. So real students that have gone through this and had this experience. So they're getting a true test drive of what a day in the life of this career path would be. The more they feed the system, the more we tailor down what really is the best fit. And so as they go through it year over year, by the time they get into, for some states, halfway through 7th grade, and need to make the decision for the next step, they already have a clear path as to what they truly think would be best for them.
And I think it's such a powerful thing to empower kids from an early age in a scaffold like you're speaking of, to really let them know that the world needs who they're made to be.
100%.
And I really think that if we can help children in a personalized way, because everybody needs help in different ways, to really ignite like what they're passionate about.
Yes.
Imagine a world where kids aren't flailing until after college and then have a degree and have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah.
Where they're empowered from day one to pursue their passions and dreams and things that they're good at.
Exactly.
Because I think we made a mistake in the school system of thinking that kids need to be good at everything.
Couldn't agree with you more.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So talk to me a little bit about with your gig and really the importance of your job when it comes to, because I look at career education and CTE as somewhat of the future of learning and part of that package in a very large way. How do you keep the pulse with learners?
Yeah, great question. A couple different ways. Of course, we're talking to school districts all over the country, so we'll take all that feedback in and think about it from that perspective. But the platform itself will give us the pulse. We have real-time data where I can click on over to the analytics section and I will see a live bar graph of what students are interested in every day of the week.
I love that.
That will ebb and flow as we go. So for a district's perspective, am I offering the right pathways? Did I overstaff or understaff? Is there something I could do to challenge the status quo to truly give the 45% of my students that are interested in XYZ the access they deserve?
Awesome.
And how can we continue to provide them the data to make those decisions?
So basically, Britt, what you're saying is you're a renegade out there. You're just, well, no, I think it's really important, jokes aside, to get that pulse to really, and yes, like Edmentum can drive data. Data's only meaningful when you analyze it, when 100%. You actually look at it and understand it. So it's good to hear that you're in that data, that you're actually learning from it to iterate the product, to make the product better. So, because ultimately what we're looking at is the success of our kids in our schools and their lives and what that life can look like. You said exactly my experience as well too. First college going person in their family, myself included, it gives you this different understanding of, like, my parents didn't help pay for me to go to school, like I went.
Yeah.
And I paid and I did it and walked away from it with this sense of empowerment.
100%.
Right? And so if we can give that feeling of empowerment to learners, even through our own stories, but then of other stories going back to Road Trip Nation, I think it's just so important for kids with that exposure, that inspiration at scale to really, magnify what we're looking for, which is a successful educational experience. And if you think about the definition of school is supposed to prepare kids for work and life. Yeah. And right now, school prepares kids to be confused about what they do with their college degree, right? Yeah. So we could talk about this forever, Britt, but listen, I thank you so much for joining us here on Thinkering Voices today. If they want to check you out and the work that you're doing currently, where can they find you?
Yeah, come to the Edmentum website. You can see everything we're doing. Pull us up on LinkedIn, social media, we're everywhere.
Awesome. So from ISTE 2026 and Edmentum's booth, this amazing Edmentum day, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great one.